We create a platform for home and office. It's a web-based platform, so we use our own hardware and the cloud solution. So it helps people and small business to control, monitor, and automate their environment. We have open IP, so you can create your own devices and connect to our service. Also, we have 11 people in team. So we have software and hardware developers. We create our own sensors, something like electricity sensor that helps control, monitor electricity of the company. So it helps them, notify them if something wrong with the electricity. I mean, it gets the limit of something. It's popular Chinese sensors, so you can buy it for some $3. And also, we integrated all this stuff to this hardware hub. Mm-hmm. This first prototype, it based on Arduino. Okay. It based on Arduino. Yeah. And there is like a transmitter and the receiver for 433 megahertz. And now we created our prototype on Raspberry Pi. Okay. And in a few months we're gonna create our own hub, so it will be twice cheaper than on Raspberry Pi. You put first of all you put the hub you plug the hub to the internet.
Okay, so I plug it. Okay, that's first step.
Yes. The first step, plug to the internet and to the voltage.
To the wall. Okay, so, yeah. Electricity.
Okay. Yeah, to electricity. Then you just choose, for example, you choose motion sensor. You put it to the wall. Okay. And that's it. So, and you need to download application from Google and Apple Store. Okay. For your home, or just visit our website and you will have your own control panel. So that's it. Then when you go through this motion and when it detected you, you will have a notify to your phone that something like the motion was detected.
Guide me through the market. So what's going on in the market? How many competitors do you have? Who are they? What's the other option for your customers? So what the customer can buy instead of you?
Mm-hmm. We started working on Ukraine and Russia market, so there is no close to us competition. The main competition, I think, in US market is SmartThings. Also, Irish by Lowe's project. They already sell it on the US market.
My question is more about you have definitely a big competitor, right? The Samsung is quite big player on the market, and if Samsung is there, then I can imagine how many small Chinese companies are there as well. So you have probably a huge competition in front of you. So the question is, how are you going to beat this competition? How are you going to become? I don't think you will become better because they're really like working right now to introduce new features. Like while we are talking, they're introducing new features. So the question is probably not how to beat them and get them out of the market, but at least how to catch up and go with the same speed as they go. So what are you planning to do in that direction?
That we will work with B2B companies, and that we will provide more customer support for each people, not just sell equipment and what's happened, we don't know, we just want to provide the great quality of service for each customer.
And what's your situation with investment? Did you get investments before, or it's your own money? What's the status?
Mm-hmm. Right now it's my own money from first startup that we create with my brother together.
What about long-term goals?
We have partners that they want to sell our devices in their shops. It's like called Moyo in Ukraine. It's like 50 shops in Ukraine. So they want to put these devices to our shop, no, to their shops. So we have the partners that want to install it, house building companies that they want to use our solution in their houses. So we have a bunch of partners, but we need to give them the product. But right now we need to finish up.
Well, I think that's my understanding of the situation. First of all, well, it's great that you made this. I mean, it's great that you have the product. It's great that you have actual device and you have the software and it works. And maybe it's not completely works, but it will work in some time. That's perfect. What bothers me as an investor is that, first of all, there's a huge competition. The market is extremely populated by the competitors. So they are everywhere, starting from Samsung, Amazon. Everybody is doing right now this whole automation systems. And it's like, it's going to be bigger. It's going to be more and more. So to directly compete with these guys, I cannot imagine how this will work. So basically, I'm not a good predictor. I'm not really an expert in this market, but I foresee that you will have big problems with. You will definitely find a few customers, or maybe a few hundred customers, or maybe even a few thousand customers. But for me as an investor, a few thousand customers is nothing. So I want you to be a few 100,000 customers, or maybe a few million customers. In that case, that's an interesting business, because if you stay with hundreds, you will make some profit, definitely. You will have some revenue, you will have profit, you will cover your expenses, and you will make some money for yourself, so that the business will be running. But I'm concerned about the valuation. I'm concerned about that the bigger company will come in and buy you, or somebody will give you huge investments, so your value will be, way higher than now. So in order for this to happen, we need big numbers. So we need like big amount of customers. And that's what I'm saying, that there are big companies fighting for these customers. So you have Samsung, who's gonna be spending millions of dollars for promotion in Ukraine as well. In all countries, they will promote this SmartThings device, and probably they're doing it right now. I'm not the target user, but I assume that they are aggressively promoting that in America, everywhere, and people are buying and becoming subscribers. So they're becoming users, and this whole ecosystem is being created right now, is growing for them, for Samsung. Mm-hmm. So you will have to do the same. You will have to grow your ecosystem around your product, and you have to earn your users somehow. And how is going to happen? I'm not really sure without big marketing budgets. So because I can explain why. Because your solution, like you just explained, is not really changing the way things work. So you're not introducing the new standard. You're not saying that Samsung is using this protocol and I'm using this protocol because it's way faster, or it's going to allow way more features. You're saying that Samsung is using this amount of elements and this amount of standards, and we are using the same. But the Samsung doesn't have this feature and doesn't have this function, but we have this function. So it's just a matter of a few months and Samsung will have this function as well. But if you go a different direction and say that, Samsung is using, for example, Samsung is using this hub on the wall and they connect these elements to the hub. But we're going to use, instead of a hub, we're going to use a mobile phone, for example. And then the mobile phone going to collect this data somehow, I don't know. Or we're going to use not a hub, but we're going to collect the data from these devices on, we're going to keep the data inside devices, for example, and then this data will be collected somehow. So you change the way, you introduce some different approach, something different. In that case, you're creating the market. In that case, you're number one. Maybe the market is small. Maybe people don't care about your new idea. Maybe they don't want that. Maybe don't understand. Maybe they're not going to appreciate that, and you will have 0 users. But at least we have a chance to build something big. Mm-hmm. In your case, you're going to be always a follower. You're not going to be the leader. You can't be bigger than Samsung. And for me as an investor, it means that your value will always be quite small. If you would be SmartThings and come to me 3 years ago, before Samsung bought smartphones, in that case, 3-4 years ago, these guys, they were probably number one because they were just creating the market. They were saying, hey, there's no hubs on the market. Nobody have this solution, and we are just introducing it. So just, it's something new. Nobody had it before. But now we have it already, and you're just following. That's my concern. So you need to be a leader. Even if it's better for me as an investor that you are the leader on a small market instead of a follower on a big market.